What if I told you black people are the origin of the earth? That the story of humanity itself doesn't begin in Europe or Asia, but in Africa, and the Bible proves it? For centuries they've lied, whitewashed, and twisted the narrative. But the truth has been sitting right there, hidden in plain sight. And wait until you hear this part. Once you do, you'll never look at history the same way again. After the Great Flood, humanity started over with Noah's 3 sons, Shem, Japheth, and Ham. Shem's descendants spread into the Middle East. Japheth's line went north into Europe. But Ham? That's where Africa begins. Genesis 10 doesn't whisper it, it shouts it. Ham's sons were Kush, Misraim, Put, and Canaan. Kush became Ethiopia and Nubia. Misraim became Egypt. Put became Libya. And Canaan spread across the Levant. These weren't scattered tribes. They were the foundations of entire civilizations. But wait, here's where it gets wild. Ham's children didn't just survive, they built. Kush, Ham's firstborn, became the mighty Kushite Empire in what we now call Sudan. They didn't just build pyramids, they built more of them than Egypt itself. They mastered iron, ruled the Nile, and carried spiritual traditions that lasted for centuries. And Misraim? That's Egypt. To this day, Egypt is still called Misr in Arabic, the exact same root word. That's not coincidence. That's living memory stretching thousands of years. And Egypt wasn't borrowed culture. It was African genius. The pharaohs were descendants of Ham. The pyramids, temples, hieroglyphs, all expressions of black brilliance that reshaped the ancient world. But here's the twist. Why don't we hear it this way? Because history was hijacked. Somewhere along the way, a family dispute in Genesis, Noah cursing Canaan, was twisted into the infamous curse of Ham. And here's the shocking part. That single lie was used for centuries to claim all black people were cursed. Now pause and think about this. A personal family argument turned into the justification for slavery. That's not scripture, that's manipulation. Read it closely. Ham was never cursed. The curse fell only on Canaan. It wasn't racial, it was personal. The curse of Ham wasn't biblical, it was propaganda. And yet, Ham's legacy was too big to erase. His children spread across Africa and beyond. The Berbers of North Africa, the Tuaregs of the Sahara, the Nubians along the Nile, the great kingdoms of Mali and Aksum, even ancient trade routes reaching India and the Middle East trace back to Ham's children. But wait until you hear this next part. Some traditions even connect Ham's descendants to South India through maritime trade. These weren't isolated people. They were global players, builders, traders, innovators. Their fingerprints stretch across continents. And then there's Ham himself. Where did he end up? Some traditions say Egypt. Others claim Sudan or Ethiopia. The Book of Jubilees even says Ham built some of the first cities after the flood, naming one after his wife. Civilization, not chaos. Cities, not savagery. That's the truth mainstream history never wanted you to know. So let's put this together. Africa was never passive. Africa wasn't waiting for Europe to bring civilization. Africa was civilization. Ham's descendants weren't cursed shadows. They were innovators, builders, and rulers who shaped the world. Their fingerprints are on every empire that rose after them. Their story is still echoing in the bones of Africa and the diaspora today. And here's the biggest reveal of all. The real origin of humanity, the story of nations, empires, and civilizations, doesn't point to Europe or Asia first. It points to Africa. It points to Ham. Black people aren't the footnote. They are the foundation, the beginning, the origin of civilization itself. And the reason they buried this truth is because it changes everything. This isn't just history. This is restoration, a spiritual awakening. The Bible, the monuments, the languages, the oral traditions, they all point to the same truth. Black people were never a side note. We are the center, the root, the origin of the earth. And that's what they never told you about Africa. So now you know. What will you do with it? If this truth shook you, don't let it stop here. Like this video, share it, and drop a comment with your thoughts. Every interaction helps spread the truth and bring light to the stories they tried to silence. Because this isn't just about the past, it's about reclaiming the future.